KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning and happy Friday. It is Good Friday. It is April 7th. Thank you so much for starting your morning with us. So the last couple of days been kind of chaotic out and about.
Yeah, the morning commute's been a little messy. Of course, we need the rain, though.
Did need the rain.
So let's go ahead and check in with Justin. I understand we're going to get more of it.
Yeah, we already are. Yeah, we had some showers this morning, but now we're starting to see it pick up just a little bit. And most of the city now dealing with wet roads, showers starting to come down again. And we've also had some heavy rain down to the south and east of San Antonio. So let's get right back to the radar. When's the last time we've had 2 days in a row here of rainy conditions? It has been so long, but today will be another one of those days. And temperatures are going to stay pretty chilly most of the day. You see the showers picking up over the city of San Antonio and the heavier rain that we were talking about, Gonzales down to Campbellton. There are flood advisories down there, by the way, where some of that heavier rain is located, and that's because we had a similar situation yesterday with 4 to 5 inches of rain. Also a few lightning strikes up there around Gonzales. I want to zoom in a little bit closer here to San Antonio and show you that showers are lifting south to north across the city. It's going to be light, but it is there, and it's on top of what we saw yesterday. One other thing we need to look at, I'm going to switch radar sites here, is the fact that we're starting to get some development down here around Carrizo Springs, Crystal City, areas that didn't get much rain yesterday, so that's a good thing. But this also shows that we've got some lift that's starting to work its way back into the area, and that could develop more showers and storms as we head towards midday. All things we're watching. Pollen count is in, and we have really good news here. The rain did wash some of the oak out of the atmosphere. It's in the moderate category at 280. Molds are moderate at 910. Weather headlines: showers today, another round of rain, but we do get some clearing skies, at least late tomorrow, and a pretty nice Easter setting up. And we'll talk all about that forecast in a bit. In the meantime, let's get you through today. 70% chance of rain throughout the morning. Temperatures holding pretty steady in the mid-50s, and the rain chances will start to taper off later this afternoon and this evening. So we've got some puddles starting to show up on the road. Stephen, what's the latest on what you're seeing over there?
You know, I keep doing this, Justin, because I get a little nervous, what we're going to see with some of the rain on the roads, because we had a lot of problems yesterday. Thankfully, because we know a lot of folks may be off today, their kiddos may be staying home from school. That's great because it's really given us some relief out on the roadways. But we see plenty of droplets out there at 1604 at Marbach. Wet roads, damp roads is what you can expect. Now, the good news is because we know a lot of you have the day off, we're not seeing a lot of traffic, just a lot of wet roads. And maybe if you have friends that are heading into town or out of town, maybe best to let them know just to take it slow out there. In fact, I have family that's traveling. They said they saw a few raindrops heading down south. But taking a look here, we did have a crash reported at I-35 southbound at Randolph Boulevard. You can see that, unfortunately, it's led to a pretty big delay. Now, we know first responders are still out there working to clear this up. In fact, the only lane that was open was that exit to Loop 410. So just not a good area to have a problem. It's led to a huge delay. But back here in town, some relief. We have plenty of construction, though, still taking place as long as the weather doesn't impact it. But yeah, we want you to be prepared, even if you have family coming into town. A great tip here, just scan this QR code because it lets you know about some of the traffic updates. There's a full list of closures on there. So we always like to say plan ahead of time, know before you go. When we know a lot of you are traveling, a lot of families coming into town, just make sure that everyone gets to the destination on time, but more importantly, safely. Max, Steph.
Thank you, Stephen. All right, so a story we've been talking about through the morning. San Antonio police have been talking, but so far it seems that a murder suspect is not listening to their commands to come out of his Southside home.
The standoff has been going on since late last night on Humboldt Street, not far from I-35 and West South Cross.
Katrina Weber there with a live report. Katrina, how long do police plan to stay out there?
Well, they have not given any certain length of time. In fact, I heard them tell the suspect over the loudspeaker that they're going to be here until he comes out of the home. The police tracked him here late last night after a shooting that happened a couple of miles away. The police say that this man is a suspect. The man in the house is a suspect in that shooting, and they believe that he had gotten into a dispute with another man outside a taco truck at Southwest Military and Commercial. That was around 9 last night. Police say as that other man walked away, this suspect fired a gun into his car, hitting and killing a woman who was sitting inside. And they say the shooter involved in that case ran away. Now, investigators apparently figured out who he was, and then police showed up at this home here on Humboldt Street looking for that man around 10 last night. We've been out here since 4:30 this morning, and again, all morning long, police were on that loudspeaker making commands to that man, telling him to come out of the home and telling him at the very least to talk to them on the phone. Things are very quiet now, but so far as we know, that man has not complied with any of those demands, and so police remain here on the street, apparently waiting for things to change. Reporting live on the South Side, Katrina Weber, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thanks, Katrina.
A lot to talk about, so here's today's 9 at 9. President Biden is slamming a contentious vote by Tennessee state lawmakers. The legislature's Republican supermajority voting to expel 2 of 3 Democrats who joined protesters on the chamber floor to demand gun reform after that deadly Nashville school shooting last month. There's also outrage because the 2 members who were expelled, well, they're black men, and the third was a white woman. She was not expelled. Tennessee's House Speaker denied race played a factor and defended the votes.
In a world-exclusive interview on Piers Morgan Uncensored yesterday, Stormy Daniels says she doesn't think former President Donald Trump should serve jail time if he's convicted in her case, but went on to say that she feels he should absolutely face jail time if he's found guilty of, quote, the other things that he has done, end quote. The ex-adult film star says she would absolutely testify in Trump's criminal case if it goes to trial. The Biden administration is proposing a new federal rule involving transgender athletes. It would not stop schools from limiting their participation on teams that correlate with their gender identity, but it would make total bans on a violation of Title IX. Title IX prohibits sex-based discrimination in any school or any other education program that receives funding from the federal government. The World Health Organization is closely watching a new Omicron subvariant that has been found in nearly 24 countries. The subvariant XBB.1.16 has not been found in the U.S., but health leaders say it is the one to watch. It has been in circulation for months in India, where it's become dominant. Right now, the Omicron variant is the top concern worldwide as it continues to spread. Honda is recalling more than 500,000 CR-Vs, but only in places where the roads need to be de-iced in the winter. Honda says the materials used to de-ice roads, combined with water and mud, can cause corrosion in vehicles made between March of 2006 and December of 2011. The recall is for 22 cold weather states and Washington, D.C. You have probably noticed higher prices at the gas pump recently. That's due to OPEC's surprising news last weekend when it announced it was planning to cut production by over 1 million barrels per day. Other impacts of the higher prices are the increase in demand and decreasing supply. According to AAA, the average price for a gallon of gas in San Antonio is $3.13, about 6 cents more than a week ago. A good sign for potential home buyers. For the 4th straight week, the average long-term mortgage rate took a slight dip. The benchmark 30-year rate slid to 6.28%. That came down from 6.32% the previous week after hitting a high in November. Rates starting to trend down in 2023. The U.S. economy continues to cool. The Department of Labor reports first-time jobless claims have increased. It says 228,000 people applied for the benefits last week. That's above economists' expectations of 200,000 weekly jobless claims are now hovering around pre-pandemic levels. Stocks ticked up yesterday, ending the shortened trading week slightly higher. The Dow inched up about 2.5 points. The S&P 500 climbing just over 14, and the Nasdaq rising 91 points. The stock market is closed today for Good Friday, and that's today's 9 at 9. And today is Good Friday, and San Fernando Cathedral is carrying out the annual Passion Play reenactment of Jesus Christ's trial and crucifixion downtown San Antonio. But before the demonstration takes place, church leaders are hosting a public prayer service at 9:30 at Milam Park. Alyssa Cole joining us there live. So, Alyssa, we see the umbrella. Has the weather slowed anything down?
The weather has slowed some things down, you guys. I'm afraid it's pretty windy and cold out here, and the drizzle has been pretty steady. There has been a handful of people, Santiago and I, the photographer, we've counted. Some people have even driven by and said, hey, is the event still going on? Has it been canceled? We're, hey, the prayer starts at 9:30 and the reenactment is still on. It's still starting at 10 o'clock, and the reenactment will start here after the prayer. And the people are part of that, those carrying the cross, reenacting Jesus Christ's crucifixion and trial, as you mentioned, Stephanie, that will still be going on, walking towards the main plaza outside of the San Fernando Cathedral. But take a look right now, if you were considering coming out to this event, it's still going on. There's, like I said, a handful of people out here at Milan Park. But hey, you know, we're being optimistic, right? It's only 9:08 and the prayer is expected to start at 9:30. Now, following the prayer, we know the reenactment will happen. And after the reenactment, there will be the traditional Hispanic services happening. The first one will be Las Siete Palabras, or the last 7 words of Christ. This is a very touching ceremony to mourn Jesus' death with anticipation of his resurrection. There are also more events happening well into the evening. And for a list of those events, you can visit our website at KSAT.com. But for now, reporting live at Milan Park, Alyssa Cole, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Alyssa.
All right, time now, just about 9:09, 51 degrees. We got a lot to talk about, including the Spurs.
That's right. Our David Sears was at the game last night. He had a lot to say, so he's going to join us in the next half hour for the highlights from Austin.
And let's take a live look out at the radar right now. Obviously, the last couple days we have seen a lot of rain. It's caused some chaos on the roadways. We're going to check in with Justin Horn right after the break. All right, let's take a live look out at the Alamo City. Justin, we did have a nice reprieve from the rain earlier today, but is it starting back up?
It is. We're seeing the showers start to work back into San Antonio. Clouds, light rain, starting to see some wet roads here around the city. So it's going to be damp for several more hours.
And chilly.
And chilly, yes. Temperatures are not going to warm up much today. If you liked yesterday, then you'll enjoy today. There are some changes though by the weekend. We'll get the sun popping back out probably late tomorrow. And we're going to be looking at a pretty nice Easter Sunday. Here's the latest on the radar. Now, what we're seeing across San Antonio is light. There is not a lot to it, but it is there. And most of the city is enveloped now within this area of light rain. It's kind of back building from this activity we've seen most of the morning here to the south and east. And this is all pretty light too, other than a few thunderstorms that we've seen around Gonzales. But it is adding on to what has already been was a really busy day yesterday here. So there are flood advisories posted from Gonzales, basically back down to Campbellton, because that corridor there has seen just so much rain. And I'll show you the rainfall totals here in just a second. I messed it up there. We'll try to go back to the home page here if I can find it. And there it is. We'll get back on the right plane here. We're almost looking at it sideways. There we go. Those showers and storms will continue to push off to the north and east. And what I was mentioning earlier, you see this development here and notice some lightning strikes down around Laredo. That's some new development starting to show up because we have another piece of energy that's coming in from Mexico. And as that overspreads the area, I would expect that you're going to see the radar get busier. And we could even see a few more thunderstorms as we get into the afternoon hours. So that's what we're watching right now. And I'll switch radar sites very quickly and show you that, yes, we are starting to see more showers here from Eagle Pass down to Laredo. And that's a good thing. These areas didn't get much rain yesterday. Now you're going to start to see some of that. And it all moves northeast towards San Antonio here next few hours. So that's why our rain chances actually do go up some. I mentioned the rainfall totals. Let's take a look. Falls City and Smiley, the big winners. This is so far, and I just updated this just minutes ago. So Falls City at 6.08, Smiley at 6.45, and Gonzales at 4.14. So that's that corridor that just got a ton of rain yesterday. Floresville at 1.9, the airport is at 1.16, Seguin and New Braunfels almost 1.5 inches. So these numbers have been really, really nice. Again, as you go west, unfortunately the numbers do fall off, but hopefully we can get some rain in those areas today. 1.24 in Bulverde, Stinson up over 1 inch. This is exactly what we had hoped for. And we do have some ground truth. Now, this was taken a little bit earlier, so this was showing 5 inches near Falls City. That rain gauge now has more rain in it, as we showed you. But we always appreciate the pictures coming into our KSAT Connect. There's the rainy scenario outside, 51. Dew point is at 49, northerly winds at 10 miles per hour, and the forecast does call for additional showers and maybe even a few thunderstorms through the noon hour, 70% chance of rain And then by the afternoon, as that energy passes us by, we'll start to see things wind down a little bit. I still think we get some showers and maybe a couple storms east of San Antonio this evening. But if you're west of town, the rain pretty much starts to shut off. And then by tomorrow morning, rain chances really fall off. So noontime today, 70% chance of rain. We'll keep that going through about 3 or 4 o'clock before we bring rain chances down just a little bit. But notice it does not warm up. If anything, we may actually see temperatures cool a little bit in the next couple of hours. Here's the payoff. 68 Saturday. We'll get some clearing late. 73 on Easter Sunday. Partly sunny. Should turn into a really nice day if you have outdoor plans for Easter. We do bring rain chances back into play, though, Monday. 30% chance and a small chance on Tuesday with 70s both days, and gets even warmer by the middle part of next week, guys.
Good news. Thank you, Justin. Since 2001, the Community for Life Foundation has provided food to those in need and mentorship to the young, life skill training for adults, and thousands of dollars every year to help the future leaders of our community.
So I met with former recipients and current leaders of the foundation who say they're looking to give out $60,000 in scholarship this year, all in an effort to help the future of our community.
2006 is when I received this scholarship.
Lawrence Fields is one of the 350 recipients of this Community for Life Foundation scholarship since 2001.
So the Community for Life Foundation scholarship actually helped tremendously. It reduced the financial burden and it allowed me to just focus on my studies so I didn't have to worry about how I was going to pay for college.
As the price of college continues to rise, scholarships like these are incredibly valuable.
And it was there to equip and empower students so they can pursue their God-given gifts, their God-given mission. And again, we're trying to defray the high cost of education.
And these students take a variety of paths.
We are looking for students, again, that are, they're not chasing money, they're chasing a mission. They're not chasing the purse, but they're chasing their purpose. And so we're looking for special students.
So what are the qualifications?
All you need is a 2.5 GPA. We're looking for a 250-word essay. Of course, you have to have some community service. And then, again, just have a great story, a story of resilience, a story of not how you're going to pursue the money, but how you're going to pursue your mission.
So the Community for Life is exactly what it sounds. It's a community for life. It is not just a monetary donation and these students go on with their lives. It's the idea that this foundation helps you through the course of your career with the hope that these students give back not only to San Antonio, but give back to society.
Now that it comes to mind, it's more than just monetary. It helps people progress. It's not just about the funds, it's about the future. And so just like you said before, we're focused on the mission and not the monetary gains and goals.
All right, so if you're interested in learning more about the Community for Life Foundation, you can help out, you can apply. We have all that information. Just head to KSAT.com.
All right, time now, 9:18 and 51 degrees for now.
All right, we got a lot to talk about. The cost of home insurance is going up. Texans are paying more than 30% more than a national average. Coming up next, we're going to be speaking with a Consumer Reports expert, find out what the causes to those prices increases and what homeowners can do to actually lower that cost. We'll be right back. Good morning, welcome back, and happy Friday. So the average cost for home insurance here in Texas, it is $2,207 every year, or about $184 per month. All of this according to Zebra.com. That means that Texans pay 37% more for home insurance than the national average.
Homeowners have no doubt being told to shop around for home insurance, but there are also a handful of things that you're better off not doing to save money down the road. So joining us live this morning is Consumer Reports expert Toby Stanger to talk more about this. Good morning.
Good morning.
Well, thank you for joining us this morning. First and foremost, what things can actually cause home insurance to go up?
Well, in Texas, you have so many things going on in terms of weather, and that has a major impact. You've got windstorms, hailstorms, all kinds of things. And unfortunately, that is what, when you've got disasters, that has a major impact. Also, the cost of building materials. And of course, we have seen supply chain issues with building materials. And whenever there is disasters, that makes it worse because people need those building materials to rebuild. So all of that has brought up the cost in recent years.
And what about saving money? How can homeowners save money on home insurance?
Well, one of the most important things to do is to what we call bundle your coverage. So don't have your home and your auto with different companies. If you put them together, you could save up to 30% on both coverages. And that also includes your boat coverage, other things. So if you have them with one company, that saves the company money in terms of administrative costs, and that can save you. And another important thing is to consider raising your deductible. That can be something risky because, if you then have a loss, you're going to have to pay that deductible before the insurer will pay you. But the likelihood of having loss every single year is not real great. And if you were to raise your deductible from, say, $500 to $1,000, you could save 25% on your premium.
So, just so I get this right, so bundling home insurance and raising the deductible, those are things people can do to save money. What are things that homeowners should not do to try to save money?
Yeah, so don't forget, so you should not forget to have an annual conversation with the agent about what's going on with your home. Have you made improvements? Because those improvements can save you money, especially if you've had a new roof. Also find out about discounts. You may not be aware. Sometimes companies come up with new discounts. So ask about those. If you're a non-smoker, if you've retired, those kinds of things can have an impact. And you should not ignore your credit report. If you should once a year at least check your credit report. You can do it more often actually for free with annualcreditreport.com. And the reason to do that is that if there are mistakes on your credit report that is creating a lower credit score, that can have an impact on your coverage. So you want to correct those mistakes.
All right, Toby Stanger, the Consumer Reports expert, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
All right, time now, 9:26, 51 degrees out.
Well, coming up, we're going to talk sports with David Sears. He's going to join us after the break to talk about the home away from home game.
All right, let's calm down. It was a great game. Great Spurs win. Everyone showed up and shelled out. Even a former Blazer took on his former team.
Yeah. And also coming up, we're going to introduce you to our newest educator of the month. He had a career with the Border Patrol, and now he's in the classroom inspiring young people. We're going to tell you how students at Jefferson High School are thankful to have their criminal justice teacher at their school.
And we know weather's been talk of the town recently. Taking a live look at radar. We've seen rain starting to pick up. Last we checked with Alyssa Cole, she had the umbrella up, ready to go, protect her from the rain. We're going to check in with Justin Horn in just a bit. Talk about what you can expect for the rest of the day and the weekend.
And we're looking at the radar once again this morning, showing that we've got some showers and a few thunderstorms out there. Not quite as busy as it was yesterday, but still active nonetheless. We're going to see more showers as the morning wears on. That's because we're seeing that activity down to the south and west of the city. Right now, it's just light stuff over the city of San Antonio, and we are seeing some wet roads and stuff like that. It's going to be light, I think, over the next couple of hours. The heavier stuff has been off to the south and east, stretching from Gonzales down the Carn City, but that's starting to let up too as it pushes off to the east. Still some steady rain in places like Yorktown and Cuero and a few lightning strikes around Gonzales. But what I want to point your attention to is down to the south and west. And I'll switch radar sites for you real quick. Crystal City, Carrizo Springs, down to Cotulla. We're getting some new development down here. That's a piece of energy that's going to work northeast across the area and should kick up more showers and storms, especially as we head towards midday. And that's what we'll be watching on radar. Outside, definitely wet, 51, and chilly. Northerly winds at 10 miles per hour. It's going to feel a lot like yesterday. We'll keep rain chances pretty high through about 4 o'clock and then start to drop them off. And by tomorrow morning, our rain chances will really fall off. And we could even see a little bit of sun tomorrow with some warmer temperatures over the weekend. We'll have more on that in just a couple minutes.
All right, thank you, Justin.
Brought to you by First Mark Credit Union.
And here at KSAT, we have been working to recognize area educators from your submissions, and today we are introducing you to Jefferson High School CTE teacher Todd Owens. He has been selected as KSAT's Educator of the Month. And aside from teaching criminal justice at Jefferson High School, Mr. Owens' students tell us he's a role model, a motivator, and he's always there for them.
If you're ahead, great. Figures you would be. My approach to my students to tell you, I care first and foremost about them, their well-being, their health, mental, physical. Content comes second. The relationships are all that matter to me. Is this your first day back this week?
His students are a priority, and it shows. They tell us they were so happy and so proud to see their CTE teacher, Todd Owens, recognized as KSAT's Educator of the Month.
I'd like to present you with Educator of the Month.
Awesome.
He's like our teacher dad, and he every day he shows how he cares about all of us, and how like no matter what we're going through, we could always talk to him, and that he's like a shoulder to cry on for all of us, and he's always there for us and motivates us.
He's really been here for us, and he did a lot for this class and a lot for every one of his students. He's really been a big motivator for me and a big person to like look up upon.
Did you get it? Yes.
As successful as Todd has been in the education field, that wasn't always the plan. He worked for the Border Patrol for 3 years, but got in an accident and ended up medically retiring.
However, I always knew I wanted to become an educator. I thought it would be later on in life, 40s, 50s, somewhere on that line. But, Big Gun upstairs had another plan. And I think it was all intentional because I wouldn't have it any other way. It's been very, very, very rewarding.
Students also tell us that they look forward to Mr. Owens' class because he makes it fun and interesting.
It's Miss Parker. She's always giving me some cool gear to use for like criminal investigations, like blood spatter, criminal investigation kits, and so just different things we can use to kind of bring the real world, into the classroom.
Like this is the class that I actually enjoy coming to every single day.
He looks so nice.
He is. He's very nice. So get this, Max. Like, you know how like some students are trying to like stay out of the classroom or cut class here and there? No, not his students. It's lunch break. Everybody should be in the cafeteria, and they're all there hanging out with him because they want to be there. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Super nice guy. It was awesome to meet him. And if you want to go ahead and enter a submission, go ahead and go on our website and vote for your educator.
And also on the website, you can see all the Spurs highlights. We got David Sears here. So, David, you were in Austin yesterday.
It was awesome last night. It was a very interesting trip.
Yeah.
It was a road trip that wasn't a road trip. It was a home game that wasn't a home game.
Right.
But it was a record-breaking home game.
It was a win.
It was. You see, everybody's talking about all this record-breaking stuff. Well, yeah, that was the first thing they ever had in the Moody Center that big. So yeah, you're going to break all kinds of records. So it was interesting. The crowd was good. Good. It was fun. It was packed. It was full. 16,000 plus. And the Spurs won. So the Spurs are 1-0 in Austin. So,
there you go. Good start.
There you go. And I think those are the two most important things was the reaction we had up there and the fact that the Spurs won the game. And matter of fact, RJ is going to dance.
Hey, RJ.
He got up from his big night in the Moody Center. So what's the mood there this morning, RJ?
Yeah, well, I mean, besides the weather, the mood here is pretty good, David. You mentioned that the Spurs broke the attendance record for the Moody Center. Over 16,000 fans packed the Moody Center last night for this inaugural Spurs-Austin game. And look, I know there are a lot of people concerned about the Spurs playing up here, but we have heard over the past couple of days that it appears that this is something that will continue into the near future. And, just gauging guys from just like speaking with Spurs fans here in the Austin area, they said that they're happy to be here. They said they're happy to watch the Spurs play here, but they kind of understand the reality. They don't expect the Spurs to move anytime soon to the Austin area. So this was just something kind of cool for them to check out. Greg Popovich mentioned that this was kind of like a novelty or sort of a concert type of experience for Austin fans here in Austin to be able to experience an NBA game. David?
Yeah, and another thing they did, you notice the floor? That's the Spurs floor. They took it up to Austin. They had the first couple of rows around the floor with the Spurs chairs. It had the Spurs logo stitched into the chairs. So they made it feel as much like a Spurs home game as they possibly could. And, of course, there are some fans here in San Antonio they were nervous when we heard way back when that they were going to play a couple of games in Austin. And R.C. Buford tried to quell the nervousness a little bit last night.
First of all, I think we from the whole family, from Peter J. Holt the commitment is there, continues to be there, will always be there to San Antonio. I think if you've gone out to see our new Human Performance Campus at the Rock at La Cantera, that is a financial commitment and an emotional commitment to our community that is our home. And what we hope to bring to the impact of it throughout our communities, we continue to be engaged in so many places. I don't know how we can say any stronger. San Antonio is home.
And San Antonio is probably going to be home for a long time. However, it looks as if they're going to be playing a couple, maybe even more. The problem that they have is the logistics and the strategy of when do you schedule these games, and that's RJ, something that we were talking about last night. UT has a say in when they schedule these games, and so they're going to have to work with the University of Texas, because if they put them at the end of the season like this, and the Spurs are vying for playoffs position. Right. You know, they need to be playing at home, not in Austin, probably. So that was some of the stuff they talked about last night, right, RJ?
Yeah. Yeah, David, I mean, obviously not something that they want to continue to do. I think ideally you would want these games maybe in the middle of the rodeo road trip, when we know that the AT&T Center has the rodeo there, so the Spurs would not even be able to play in that arena to begin with. But, yeah, you know, I mean, the logistics to get this arena ready were something, because you mentioned the Spurs had to bring up their own court. Obviously, UT, the three-point line is a little bit different. The Spurs had to get the locker rooms NBA ready. I mean, NBA officials had to make sure that the arena was just ready for Portland and San Antonio to play here. So look, there's a lot of work that came into this. The Spurs obviously brought up their entire staff, their Spurs family from San Antonio to be here, the ushers, people there in the stands. So, I mean, look, this took a lot of work for the San Antonio Spurs to get up here. So I don't anticipate them you know, thinking about moving anytime soon. But of course, when it comes to the scheduling, yeah, you'd want to get these games kind of somewhere in the middle of the season, or maybe at the beginning of the season. But again, it's something that they have to work with the University of Texas, because obviously the men's and women's teams play at the Moody Center, their games as well.
And it's raining up there, so I'm not sure about the mood outside either this morning. But the Spurs won, so last night the mood inside the Moody Center was pretty good. All right, RJ, thanks. Have a safe trip back. We'll see. And the other thing they got to consider is they never talk to you about when they would like to schedule these games in Austin, because you can't just go on a Tuesday night to Austin, though.
Right.
That's the problem with
for the fans here.
I'm talking about you. I mean,
me personally.
You can't go to Austin on a Tuesday. You got to get up the next morning.
That doesn't work for me.
So they didn't. You know, they got to start consulting with some people around here.
I know.
Thinking about your
with us.
I'm
Thank
trying
you.
to help you out here.
Thank you. I would like to attend more games.
So,
I appreciate it.
But you know, they're not going anywhere.
No.
Not in our lifetime. They're not moving. They too much money invested in that place over there, the Rock that they call it. So they may play 2-3 games in Austin over the years, but
you can't blame us fans for being a little nervous.
No, not at all. Especially when, you know, Dell Computers is not one of your investors.
Right.
And, you know,
it was a nice facility, though. I've never been.
It reminded me a little bit about the old Hemisphere Arena. If you've been around for a long time, when the Spurs first moved to San Antonio, they had the Hemisphere Arena. Then they raised the roof in the Hemisphere Arena, but you were sitting right on top of the players. You were sitting right on top of the court, and it kind of reminded me of that a little bit. It wasn't as spread out. It wasn't as wide. So you were kind of like a little closer to the action. So if the Spurs ever do get another arena, I would definitely go. But it doesn't hold as many. It holds like 16,000. They had some standing room only seats.
They maxed it out.
And then, but you know, the AT&T Center's up to 18,000, so you're automatically 2,000 plus difference. So,
and you got one more game.
They got a game on Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock. They're taking on the Timberwolves, who are actually in that play-in tournament.
Right.
They're in the top 10, I guess. So that'll be an interesting game at 3 o'clock.
You had a really good point, though. We have to work on the scheduling, because if the Spurs if we were in the Timberwolves position and we wanted to make it into the playoffs or the play-in tournament, we would be miserable if it was in Austin.
And that's why I think they would really prefer it being earlier in the season or much earlier in the season, like RJ talked about. I think one of the things that they wanted initially was to have a game up there during the rodeo road trip. And the game in Mexico, I mean, R.C. Buford pointed that out last night. That was not up to the Spurs. That was the NBA. So now these two in Austin and the one in the Dome, they won't do the Dome anymore because it's the 50th anniversary. That's done. But the two in Austin, those were Spurs scheduled games. Okay. But the one in Mexico was an NBA scheduled game. So NBA had control over that one. So don't get mad at them from going to Mexico.
But the Dome was a great throwback.
Yeah, it was like, but to wrap it up, the thing about it is, I mean, you know, that area is growing, this area is growing. This is one of the biggest areas growing in this entire country. So they're trying to take advantage of it and spread their brand. Can't blame them.
Seems like it worked.
Yep.
Thanks.
Did last night.
Yeah. Thanks, David.
Time now, just about 9:42, 51 degrees out.
You're watching GMSA at 9. Let's look at that radar there. Yeah, we still have rain here and there. We're going to be checking in with Justin Horn very soon about all these rain chances. Welcome back. It's 9:45. We're taking a live look out at Milan Park. This is where the prayer service is taking place for the Passion Play, and of course that procession will leave here and go on to Main Plaza. But you see, it's still a good crowd with their umbrellas out this morning.
I was going to say, they have the umbrellas, they have the tents up. Justin, is this rain going to start fading through the day, or is it here to stay?
I think we're going to see some more of it. Now, it is letting up a little bit right now, but it's just kind of the light stuff. It's chilly out there. So if you are headed out, make sure you take a jacket and an umbrella. Looks like a lot of people had umbrellas out there, but still going on as planned. And we'll show you the radar. We still do have some of that shower activity right over San Antonio. It's, again, really light. The heavier stuff is starting to shift east, at least at the moment. We had some of that heavier rain around Gonzales, some flood advisories there, but that patch of rain now moving away. Now, we do have some new development further south in places like B County and down in far southern Karnes County, just south of Kennedy, seeing a little thunderstorm pop up there. Starting to see a little bit more development. So that tells us there's some energy probably starting to move in from the south and west. Let me take a quick look at San Antonio, then I'll show you the radar out west. But here around town, we've got a patch of light rain coming through, maybe a little heavier downpour there on the far east side along I-10, and that is quickly moving north and east, about to cross over where I-10 and 1604 meet there on the far east side, and then otherwise showers through downtown and up into northern parts of San Antonio. So let's look out to the west. And yes, we do have some new development out there. Carrizo Springs, Crystal City. And I'll switch the radar site so we can get a little better look at what's going on. And we are starting to see some better downpours just north of Crystal City. But that energy is beginning to spread in. And I think as it moves north and east, you're going to see more on the radar. And certainly there's a good chance for rain through much of today. We brought this up this morning, and we've shown this quite a few times, but it had been 64 days since we had a half an inch or more at the airport, and 225 days. You had to go back to August of last year since we had an inch or more at the airport. Well, we erased that yesterday. We got over an inch, and so we get to zero out those two rows there, but it is this number that still stands, 540 days since we've had 2 inches or more at the airport. Don't think we're going to get that today. Rain chances probably more on the order of half an inch to an inch, if that. But at least we were able to cut into those two numbers there at the top. Here's a look at the drought monitor. This came in yesterday. It still shows that we have an exceptional drought. So this maroon color, that's where we have the worst of the drought conditions. And this shows the rain over the last day or so. And yes, we did get some rain over top of that drought area. So that's going to go a long way to helping. It's going to put a dent in it, a small dent, but it is something. Hopefully we can start eating away at this with more rain chances down the road. But that's our situation here with the drought and the rain over the last couple days. 52 at Stinson, 52 Kelly, 52 at Randolph, and 51 at the airport. We've got a northerly wind still. It feels chilly out there. And here's one of our computer models. And it's been pretty consistent in showing rain picking up some around lunchtime. With 70% chance, and then starting to push east during the afternoon. So 4 o'clock, we're going to start to taper off rain chances and bring them down even further as we head into the evening. East of San Antonio, I still think we have a decent chance for rain tonight, but if you're west of town, rain chances pretty much go away. Noontime, 53, 70%, 60% at 4 o'clock, 55. Notice temperatures stay pretty darn steady here. They're not going to move much. It's just going to be cool and kind of breezy all day long. Now, if you have plans this weekend for Easter weekend. It's 68 Saturday, and I think tomorrow we start off maybe with a little bit of patchy fog and lots of clouds. It takes until late afternoon for the skies to clear a little bit, but that should happen. And then Sunday, probably starting off mostly or partly cloudy, but clouds will try to fill in late in the day. Either way, it's dry, 73. And then it's Monday where we begin to add in some rain chances once again, about a 30% chance of seeing a shower on Monday, small chance Tuesday. And from there, we get back to more average temperatures for April. But we've been well below the last couple days.
Okay, we can handle average, not 90s. Yes.
Yeah, there's that. I mean, it's hard to believe that just a few days ago we were in the 90s.
Yes.
Now it's a lot cooler, and yes, we will see temperatures start to moderate.
How important was it that we got all this rain?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. It felt like we were waiting forever to have a day like this with some soaking rain. It's not going to erase the drought by any stretch of the imagination, but it does help a little bit.
All right. Good that it helped a little bit. Thank you, Justin.
Thanks, Justin. 9:50, 51 degrees out.
When we come back, a look at the new movie about Michael Jordan and his famous Nike shoe.
The prayer service is happening right now, and the reenactment will start in a few minutes at 10 o'clock. But coming up at our 12 o'clock show, we'll have live updates.
Thank you, Alyssa. All right, 40 years ago, two words described both a massively popular shoe and a basketball legend, the best of all time, Air Jordan.
CNN's David Daniel gives us a look at a new movie in theaters now about how it all started.
I need the greatest basketball shoe that's ever been made.
Who's the player?
Michael Jordan.
Air looks at how an NBA rookie and a then struggling Nike struck a deal that would help make both icons.
Before this kind of incredible deal, they really were, these kind of renegades, kind of outsiders.
I can tell them the one thing the other companies can't compete with. Our basketball division is terrible.
I do not love it.
It was a big deal for people my age, 15, 16, when Jordan came into the league and the shoes.
This is what I do. I find you players, and I feel it this time. Okay, it's risky. When you were selling sneakers out of the back of your Plymouth, that was risky. Don't change that now.
Director and co-star Ben Affleck talked with Jordan and got his blessing and a casting note.
Offhandedly, which is always a mistake, who do you think should play your mom? He said it has to be Viola Davis. And so I knew that it was incumbent on us to create a role that was worthy of Viola.
Do you typically make it a habit of showing up at people's front doors unannounced?
I don't like to take no for an answer.
It is flattering because I do go in with a sense of, do I belong, imposter syndrome. So it's nice to feel wanted. But then the next thought is, now I got to step into the role.
I believe in this son. I believe he's the future. And his story is going to make us want to fly. But a shoe is just a shoe.
Until my son steps into it.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
I need to see that movie.
It looks good.
All right, just so you know, there's still time to join our KSAT Insider Sweepstake to be a Royal for the day. One lucky winner, along with 3 guests, will ride on a private float during the Battle of Flowers Parade. You have until the 20th to put your name in the drawing.
That's exciting. And tomorrow we'll be out at Amos Fiesta and Party Store on Fredericksburg Road from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. to get people signed up. So make sure to join our KSAT Insider membership and sign up for this unique experience.
And it's still chilly out there. We're in the low 50s. You see the scattered rain. That continues for a while longer. We'll have some decent chances for showers and maybe a couple thunderstorms throughout the rest of today before things quiet down tomorrow. We'll see some sunlight tomorrow, 68 Easter Sunday. Looks good.
That's good news. And stay with us at the noon. We're going to have an update on the police standoff happening all morning.
Have a great day.
Have a good weekend.